We are Newport News DHS.
I'm Newport News DHS.
I am Newport News DHS.
Hello, my name is Justina Perry. I'm a fraud investigator for the City of Newport News Department of Human Services. I've been with the agency for 8 years, and I really love what I'm doing. I'm here today to introduce to you some of your co-workers, and we're going to talk about the job that they do. We're going to talk about their passion and their commitment and why they're doing the things that they do. There's a lot of good things about social services, the way we help the community, the way we care, and we go beyond the call of duty from time to time to help individuals. But today, we want to learn about each other, things that we don't normally hear. We're going to highlight employees and their passion, their commitment, and their love for the job, how they got started, why they do the things that they do. We are Newport News Department of Human Services, and we love what we do.
Hello, my name is Michelle Williams. I am an eligibility worker with the TANF unit, and I love doing what I do because I love assisting people. When I was 16 years old, I was a teen mom. It was really hard for me to even have to break the news to my parents because I knew they'd be very disappointed in all that I, came to have a baby in my belly. When it came down to me having to finish high school, I graduated from Warwick High School. I cried when I graduated because I didn't think that I would be one of the ones to graduate. And I also continued my education at Thomas Nelson Community College in that same year, and I made sure that I got my business administration degree. Now, it wasn't that easy because I did have children that I had to raise. So I ended up having my second daughter. My first daughter, her name is Naisha. I had her in 2001. But once I graduated, I went straight to school. And in 2009, I wasn't complete with Thomas Nelson just of yet. I was in my last semester, and I found out that I was pregnant with Nora. That was really hard news to even have to break to my mom and my dad because I didn't know what to expect. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking I'm about to get out of college, get me a career, get some money. But it didn't work like that. I did have to apply for TANF, which I was enrolled into the VIEW program. They enrolled me in a customer service savvy class. The customer service savvy class was an amazing class. If that didn't go through that class, I don't know where I would be right now. I really don't. They taught me how to interview and do everything. And it was an awesome class, and it helped me get where I'm at today. But I had a lot of obstacles in that month of January 2010 because my car got stolen and my grandmother passed. But we got through. Once that class ended, they got through the interviewing questions that they taught me in that class. I'm like, okay, write all this stuff down. You're going to need this. And I wrote it down. They gave me a big binder. I kept everything with my stash. Everything I had, I used it to my ability to be where I'm at today. After I finished that class, I got a certificate for customer service, so I can use that still to this day on my resumes. And they also placed me into the City Hall of Hampton. I think a week after I took leave, I did have my youngest daughter, Nora. It was a very hard thing, having her, not having any income. I still had my TANF. I was exempt, thankfully, for a year. So I just took that time to really get Michelle together, and that's exactly what I did. Exactly a year later, I applied for the Administrative Assistant 2 position. When I got the phone call saying, you got this job, it was really exciting to get that. I came to work faithfully. I worked very hard. And to even know where I got to today, I'm an eligibility worker too now, and it took me no time. 2.5 years just being here, and after a year being an administrative assistant too, of being a TANF eligibility worker, I tell my story to all of my customers because I know how it feels to have to walk into an office. You don't know these people. You're telling your business. You never know if they're judging. I know how all of that feels. When I walk into my job and I see customers, when they're down and out, I let them know, it's a way out. It's definitely a way out because it was a way out for me. I love my job. I'm very thankful for being here, for having an opportunity to work with my coworkers and being able to just even have a job, to say I have a career, to know that I have a career, because this is salary-based. I never been able to get something like that. My child even says, Mom, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. Thank you, DHS, Newport News, for allowing me to be part of your crew, and it's well appreciated. Me and my girls appreciate everything that you have offered to us. Thank you very much.
We are Newport News DHS.
My name is Shawn O'Keefe. I'm a youth program specialist with the City of Newport News Department of Human Services. I've been with the department for over 4 years now. I came to the department because I wanted to have an opportunity to work with young people again, and I'm very passionate about having young people's voices heard, and facilitating the Mayor's Youth Commission allows me to do that. I could have a very bad day at work, feel kind of glum, kind of down, but as soon as I get to work around with the high school students, I feed off of their energy. And I think it's very important for us as adults to not only listen to the young people, but to take them seriously, because a lot of times very innovative ideas come from the younger generations, and a lot of social change comes from the younger generations. And so I'm very passionate about social change issues as well. So a lot of the work I do with the young people in the Mayor's Youth Commission and other aspects of my job do have to deal with social justice issues. You know, a lot of the young people that I've worked with have kept in contact with me. And, you know, even though they're in college now, they've graduated from high school, they still want to keep up with the Mayor's Youth Commission, they still want to keep up with what's going on. I've had several come back and help us do the induction ceremonies and be the guest speaker, introduce Mayor Price, things of that nature. And I always get messages from students that are saying, you know, the Mayor's Youth Commission really made an impact on my life, and I didn't realize it while I was in it. I see a lot of the lessons that we've learned and how they impact my adult life, and they are very appreciative of the stuff that we've done with them. Another thing I do that I'm very passionate about is fatherhood programming. I go into the city jail, do the Inside Out Dad program, and with that, I help fathers that are incarcerated feel out how they can be better fathers while they're incarcerated and once they get out, and how they can make more meaningful impact on their children's lives. It's important to me because I'm a single dad. I have 2 sons, they're 13 and 8. I fought very hard to get primary physical custody of both of them. And so I kind of know a little bit of the inside and outs of the court system and what you have to do as far as, you know, getting custody with your children. And I've always been very passionate about having positive male role models in children's lives, and that's one reason why I work with children, is because I know a lot of the kids that we have in Newport News are growing up without a father in the home or without a positive male role model, so I'm trying to be that for them. You know, I've had dads who are older than me in my programs, and they've said they've learned a lot from me, just from me sharing my experiences and things of that nature. I've had some young dads who are trying to get more custody of their children or trying to get their visitation increased and things of that nature. And I tell them, if you go through this program, it's 24 hours of training. You can prove to the judges and prove to the mother of your children that you're serious about wanting to really be active in your children's lives, because you've learned new skills, you've made a dedication to go through the program, and you've actually got a certificate showing that you've graduated. We learn from each other. Even as a single dad, I'm not perfect, so I make mistakes with my children. So facilitating the program and having discussions with other dads helps me to be a better father as well. I'm at South Morrison Family Education Center, which is in kind of the middle of the city. And we do a lot out of South Morrison through Human Services, but we also have other city departments there that do a lot of things that are positive for the community. We have the GED program there. We have a library there with a computer lab. We have some nonprofits, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Alternatives Incorporated, that also work with young people. And we just do a lot. Parks and Rec has an after-school program there, a summer program. So we all kind of work together to try to have special programs and special opportunities for the community right there. You know, we had back-to-school event. We gave away backpacks. We had over 1,000 people show up for that. So I think that's, you know, just a real feather in the cap of South Morrison Family Education Center. I work for DHS because it allows me to work on issues that I'm passionate about. It allows me to do things that I think are impactful for the community. I get a lot out of the work I do as well, so sometimes I feel like I'm selfish because I think I get more than the young people and the adults that I work with, but hopefully they're taking a lot away from the work that I do as well.
I am Newport News DHS.
My name is Ginger Blount-Moore. I'm currently a Senior Eligibility Supervisor for the Financial Services Department. I started here as a TANF worker. I was working in the Eligibility Department for TANF, where we have where we process TANF cases, SNAP cases, and Families and Children's Medicaid cases. During that time when I first started, we actually worked in little tripod units. So I can remember my first day coming to work after orientation and coming to the floor. The first 2 people I meet were Don DuBose and Randy Biernod. They were my other 2 pieces of the tripod, and I was the person they had been waiting for a little bit over a year. So you can imagine they were very excited to have me come aboard. That process was really a very great experience working closely with the two other elements in the agency. After about 18 months, I was promoted to senior eligibility worker. I was transferred to our Denby office, and I did cases on initial intake cases where people were actually coming in initially, had never had services or may have had services previously before, and then were coming back in to reapply for benefits. When I returned to the main office, to Rouse, I came back as a senior eligibility worker in our change management unit, and where we were responsible for business process re-engineering. We actually changed the way we did business here at Newport News Human Services. We were responsible for training and developing our financial services workers. We also were responsible for reducing the duplication and redundancy in our front-end processes. So that was very a challenging process, but it was very innovative. The work that we had to come up with and the development process was interesting as well. I became supervisor in 2007, eligibility supervisor in 2007. Initially, I was managing a case, a unit of new workers who were processing SNAP cases and families and children's Medicaid cases. And then I was transitioned to our intake processes where I did our senior workers, our pending staff, and our front-end processes. I was promoted to my current position as Senior Eligibility Supervisor in September 2012. This job has been the most rewarding for me because I'm able to share my love for eligibility programs. I'm able to share my love for helping other people. I'm able to have more of an impact and influence on the workers that I work with every day. I love to see the growth in them from somebody moving from an eligibility worker, from an administrative assistant, all the way up to supervisor. Workers become so committed to the community needs and helping the customer to obtain the things that they need. That is so rewarding to me, to be able to have an impact on somebody's growth and their opportunities that they can have within the agency. This agency has a wealth of opportunity here. I have a lot of motivational quotes and plaques on my walls, and the one that I don't have, and the one that I probably say the most, is keep it positive and be the change you want to see. And I am proud to be a part of Financial Services Bureau and the Department of Human Services. I believe that people are called to do certain things. I know that I'm called to be of service to others.
We are Newport News DHS.